Well, I said I was swearing off Outriders until one thing and one thing only happened. People Can Fly increased the legendary drop rates, and now, that day has come. I have just jumped back into Outriders where a new patch has just legendary drop rates have been increased across the board, among other changes, and yes, it's as good as a change as it sounds. Here's what's different. I know the jokes you're about to make about how 0 times 2 is still 0, but this is a significant change in expeditions especially, where the tier 14 drop rate for legendaries is now 40% after clears and 50% for tier 15s, doubled from 20 to 25% at gold tier previously. I have been speed running a few tier 14s since this update and routinely seeing 2 to 4 drop for me and my teammates per run, when previously it was common to get maybe 1 to 2 drops every other run or so. There still can be bad luck. You can lose a coin flip 4 times in a row, in theory, but it's way better. Even without the addition of true target farming, this should be a significant boost to allowing players to farm for gear or builds they want. It may not be enough, but it certainly feels much better than it did previously, and I'm curious to see if campaign tier 15 difficulty might actually produce world drops consistently now. It's not the only change in this patch, either. Outriders has added additional aiming options for console, which has long been a problem, and I can report that generally speaking, console aiming feels better than it has previously. They've also fixed some ongoing bugs like all items being marked as new. Alphas will now one-shot you less often, as well, it seems. I don't know if this is the thing to turn around the fortunes of Outriders, but it absolutely needed these kind of massive drop rate increases, and I'm glad to see them execute on this at long last. It's enough to get me back farming again, and while I'm sure future changes are still needed, this was a huge problem that is now at least in part addressed, and the drop rates now feel very solid at many tiers. More to come, but I'm really enjoying this so far. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to my free weekly content roundup newsletter, God Rolls. Pick up my sci-fi novels The Hero Killer series, and the Earthborn trilogy, which is also on audiobook.